Hello everyone, Professor Thompson here. It is the Friday before your first presentation in the course, so please be aware of your assigned date and your assigned time if you are planning to come in next week to deliver your presentation. So make sure that you're aware of all that information that's contained in the syllabus, and I've talked about it on these videos, and it's also posted within Blackboard. So make sure you have the room number, you remember what day you're coming in, you know that you're coming from 6 to 9 p.m. And as of right now, it looks like we're going to have quite a few people who are coming in for the class session. So looking forward to that. There's three things that I really want to talk about today, and the first one has to do with reminding you of two things for your presentation and just a piece of advice. The first one is when you come in for the course session, if I'm going to see you next week, remember to bring a USB drive. So here's one here, here's another USB drive. Bring one of these with you. It talks about this in the syllabus, and so this is just kind of a heads up to bring one of these. If you have one already, there's no need to go buy a new one. Just bring an old one that you have. If you don't have one, this was listed in the syllabus as something that you needed to have. So they're very inexpensive. Please make sure you bring one next week. The second thing has to do with oral source citations. And I just want to remind you that the requirement sheet is posted in Unit 1 for what you need to do for this presentation. It lists all the details. One of those details is that you must have a minimum of 2 oral source citations. There's a handout that is also located in Unit number 1 that describes what these oral source citations sound like. So it's important that you review that handout because it helps you understand how you're supposed to integrate some of your research for this presentation into your speech. So this is where you would indicate the author of an article, the date at which that article was published, and the source in which you obtained that information from. So please make sure that you are aware that you're orally citing that information. It would be similar to, according to Jennifer Johnson, in her December 12, 2012 article in Rolling Stone magazine. So you're incorporating those into your message. I had a couple emails about the citations because I was being asked if they were supposed to be in APA or MLA style. APA and MLA style applies to written citations that would typically occur at the end of a paper or at the end of an outline. So I would remind you that you should include your citations in APA or MLA style at the end of your outline as to indicate where you obtained your information from in written form. But you are required to orally cite 2 citations in your message. So those are slightly different. They're acknowledging the fact that you've done research for your presentation, just in 2 different ways. So that's the other piece to remember. So one other little kind of side note or advice heading into next week when we have presentations. I had my internet students from another class present earlier this week, and I guess I would say I was underwhelmed with the quality of the presentations, and I think it stemmed from lack of preparation and lack of practice. So I'm looking at you the best I can right now through video and telling you, do not change your topic 2 days before the presentation. Do not write your speech the night before your presentation. You should be putting time, energy, and effort into your presentations. You should not be reading your presentations. You should be able to speak fluently and eloquently on the topics that you've chosen to speak on. You should be able to represent the fact that there's effort and thought that you've put behind these topics. And quite frankly, because you've had the choice to choose whatever topic you want, you should be able to speak charismatically about your topic. So please remember that I come from a school of thought that preparation, practice, and positive thinking are the three most important P's that you can integrate into the process of public speaking before you face an audience. So make sure that you're thinking about that and you're genuinely taking that into consideration. Okay? It's going to show if you haven't practiced and prepared. It's going to come out. Many of you might be feeling nervous or anxious about the presentation, and the best thing I can tell you at this point is to relax, take a deep breath. A lot of people are going to be nervous coming into this presentation. You're going to do just fine, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you next week. Okay? So take care. Good luck. We will see you soon.